Hello, everyone. How are you? It's Veronica again. Um, I really felt like making a video today. I have a lot of time on my hands today. I didn't have any time on my hands last night um, to get back to Wattpad, but today I'm free. It's Friday. It's Free Friday, um, and I wanted to do something different today. I will be coming back to write tonight, but I wanted to talk to you guys. Um, See my hat, my superhero's hat. This is a Marvel hat. See the Hulk. Right there. Yeah. Um, he's only one of the few I recognize. Thor. Yeah. And the thing. Yeah. Um, so I wanted to come and talk, and the thing I wanted to talk about today. This is like my third take on the videos, my third try, and I'm about as loose as I'm gonna get. So I came to talk about fear, face to face. Um, I wanted to know, have you what things you guys are hindered by? And I'm hindered by fear. I'm hindered by and not not small things. I don't like spiders. I don't like snakes. But I'm depends on how big they are. You know, but that's not the type of fear I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that hinder your life type of fear. Um, things that keep you from progressing forward type of fear. And I'm experiencing this right now. I want to tell you guys something. Uh, my pastor uh, recently told me that she wanted me to, she was going to help me try to get published through a Christian agency. And, I was like, no, no, Vicky, you can't do that. She's, no, I was like, we'll talk about it. And it gets to fear of success, not knowing what to expect and what kind of things I'm gonna get myself into, and am I good enough? That's the main question. Am I good enough to do this? Am I even worthy enough to be published? And that's I know where that fear comes from. I know where those voices come from, and it's a lot of negative self talk, but I know the basis of it. And the devil tries me. He tries me. But and sometimes I give in to that, and I hate that I do. But I am like, and I have to be truthful and honest with myself. I really am scared to try. I just I talked to my therapist about it, about fear of moving forward and progressing. I really want to progress. It's not that I don't want to. I'm not even dragging my feet. It's just that I feel like I'm stuck. You know, it's like running on oil. You're in motion, but you're not going anywhere. You know, and that's what I feel like my fear is doing to me. I want to go beyond where I'm going, where I've gone, and fear just has me in its grips, and I'm like, I'm trying to understand it, and my therapist helped me understand. She helped me to understand, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So, first of all, in the schizophrenic mind, on a bad day, you're going to hear all types of negativity. You're going to hear all types of things that are trying to defeat you before you begin. And I haven't been in that place in a while, but situationally, like my stress is situationally, is a situation um thing, and fear is kind of situational. so is the episodes with my schizophrenia, and when something big happens, something like a stressor happens that kicks off a lot of the effects, side effects, um things that I experience, um like the hallucinations and the negative self-talk, very deep with me. um and it's just trying to overcome I'm just trying to overcome that so that I can go forward. And so this, and we were talking about that, and she said, well, it's because we're gonna this is what she said, we're gonna EMDR this thing. And I talked about what EMDR is before, and I can't remember off the top of my head what those lovely letters stand for. I just know that I go through the program and it helps me. Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. And that's what we did. That's exactly what we did. Um, so she had me to think of a situation, an instance in my past where I felt like I could not, where fear had overtaken me, and I felt inadequate, because that's what my fear is feeling inadequate over the things that I do. Am I good enough to keep doing them? Am I good enough for something like that? And so we talked about it, and I've had um, some jobs. I had several jobs in the past where fear had claimed me. It took me, and my fear of failure led to me failing and in those positions. And um in in most of those positions, I left that job to do something else, that I felt like I was qualified to do. um and in one instance, I was fired from a job because my fear of failure led to me failing. It was just so deep and so hard that my superiors, not superiors, managers picked up on it. And rather than trying to help me through that, they were just like, "Man, you're not a good fit for us." And that was just some years ago. But the thing is that in all those jobs where the fear was present, I also had the thought that I was inadequate. I did not, I was not worthy enough to have those jobs, and those were close to dream jobs. Those were, um, things that I wanted to work, places I wanted to work, and I actually got to work with them. Um, and so we jumped forward, and my dream job is writing for a living, and I'm being presented with that in some type of, in a way, and I'm just like, no, no, that can't be, that can't be, and I'm questioning myself so hard, and I know what the basis of it is. I do, and I'm just giving into that, and I shouldn't be giving into that. And so I'm trying to work through it. And what she had me do is go back to those moments, talk about those moments. And then she said, "Well, you interviewed for those jobs, right?" I said, "Yes." They saw something in you, not just on paper, but in you, that qualified you for those jobs. You beat out every other applicant for those specific jobs. And I said, "Well, yeah." And she said, "Well, where is this coming from? This feeling of unworthiness?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, So we go back a little further. And it happened in my formative years in school. Um, and this is why I tell people, the only people you should be competing, the only person, my bad, my only person that you should be competing with is yourself, not with others. And I was kind of set up that way in particularly in high school, where I had to compete with other students to get a position in the thing that I was doing. This is an art, and the teacher set it up that way. She says, this is how we're gonna see who gets promoted or seen more with their art. You have to compete. Is your art going to be better than this person's art and stuff like that? And they kind of did something to me when she chose. Because we all slaved, we all worked really hard on our pieces, and when she chose like another student over us, it was just like, gosh, glad that it was over, but goodness, the strain it put on us, and I traced it back to then, and I was like, it kind of ever since, I've become this perfectionist where the things that I'm working on, the projects that I'm working on, have to look a certain way, have to be a certain way, have to feel a certain way, and that's bled over into my life. I was such a perfectionist. Somebody would, oh my gosh, like Easter, this one Easter when I was still married, somebody bought us these little cube things that you could take apart. You take them all the pieces apart, and you have to put it back together exactly the way it was, but you had to make the pieces fit. Oh, that was like a perfectionist dream. Oh my god. We had like a ton of those little things. I used to work them, and then I had them lined up on the table by my door, and somebody would come and move one out of the place, and I was like, why would you do that? So I go behind them and push it back to where I had it, where I wanted it. And it was just, it was craziness because my husband and the time was like, why are you doing that? Just leave it alone. The kids are going to touch it anyway. I'm like, I know. Don't touch them, It was crazy. And I had to, for the sake of enjoying Easter that year, I had to like step away. I was like, no, I can't be like this. But I noticed that about myself, I'm this perfectionist. And I'm so hard on myself that when I don't achieve my level of perfection, forget anybody else's attitude or opinion about my perfectionism. If I don't achieve my level of perfection, then it's not good enough, and that's when it just goes downhill. And I had a talk with myself then, and I had to have a talk with myself later on in in my life. Pretty much the same speech spiel. Um, you can't be like that because then you knock yourself out of every opportunity that you get because of the way that you feel about yourself. And I just, and it's funny because I'm looking at myself in this camera on the screen, pointing at myself, and I'm getting the message again. And I can't be like that because if I want to progress, if I want to advance myself, if I want to move forward, I'm going to have to let some things go. I have to let go of this fear of success. I have to let go of this perfectionism thing, and I have to let go of the negative self-talk because it's just going to hinder me. It's not going to help me progress and move on to where I want to be and where I need to be. And then people say, "Well, aren't you where you're supposed to be because that's where you are?" How does that make sense? Aren't you in the place where you're destined to be right now? And why are you pushing so hard to get out of that spot when it's not supposed to be, when that moment has not arrived? My combat to that is, does anybody ever stay in the place where they are? Do you grow? Do you walk forward? Do you always walk backwards? Do you stand still? Do you grow? Um, because in growth you outgrow the pot in the soil that you're in, and you need to be put in a bigger space until eventually you need to be put outside because you're getting that big and that tall and that beautiful. So you need to advance yourself, um make room for your growth. And I'm stuck in this little bitty pot, and I'm trying to become this big huge tree, and I can't because I'm hindered. My roots are hindered, and I want to move. And I can't because there's not enough space. And so when people tell me you're where you're supposed to be right now, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, because I feel like I'm growing and I feel like I need to move on from here. And when people present me with opportunities, that just lets me know that they see something else in me. That they see something else in me that they want to help, you know, they want to nurture. Ha ha ha. See, this is all self therapy right here. Um, because I kind of answered one of my own questions, why I have the fear, and if somebody else sees in me what I can't see in me, and they are willing to help me improve on that, then I need to not be dragging my feet. I really need to not be dragging my feet. So that's where I am, and I wanted to come in and talk to you guys about that because I know some of you guys probably have fears about, your life, things you're doing in your life, the people you hang around, the situations you get yourself in, um, things that you want to do that you feel like you can't do because of this stigma or this illness, or because of whatever difference you have. Scratch that, because nobody said that you couldn't perform well or exceed your performance because of what you have or what you do. Nobody ever said that. I don't see that in anything that I've ever read. I've never heard it from anybody's mouth. And if anybody ever said that, if anybody ever made you feel that way, that person is dealing with something on their own that they need to address, that they would force that opinion out onto you. No, don't accept it. Do not accept it. You can move forward, and I'm talking as much to myself as I am to you guys. You can move forward. You can become something more than what you are without the opinions of others hindering you, making you feel like you're going to fail. Sorry for the long pause. I'm getting my thoughts together because I just hit on something. With mental illnesses, and the reason I have not taken a job um, lately, I have other engagements and responsibilities, true enough. But the fear in taking a job for me is, what if I have an episode at my place of employment? How is that going to look on them? How is that going to look on me? I don't want to do that, and I don't want to put myself in a position where I get so stressed out that's what's going to happen, because I know me and stress. We don't get along. I've never known anybody that can. I have stress. I'm living with my stress. No, I refuse, and I don't want to be somewhere where I pop and people don't know how to handle me, and I don't want to have to explain to them. That's one of my fears too. The minute I tell you what's wrong with me, that you're gonna be like, oh, we don't want to hire you despite your qualifications. We're not equipped to deal with that, and I don't want to go through all of that. And so I I am working hard with my writing to be able to sustain myself. Um, it's hard. I love writing full time, but it's hard. It's so hard, but and that's one of the reasons why I don't want to take a job. But I know that I can. I probably should, to be able to take care of myself, because I need to. I do have income, um, but I need more. You know, and writing sometimes doesn't cut it. Whew, those who write for a living know. Oh my gosh. But that's one of my fears in not taking a job. Well, if I take a job, what's this gonna be like? And I can't live in that fear in my head. I cannot be like, schizophrenia is gonna take this away from me. Um, and that's just a fear that anybody would have with a mental illness. Am I good enough to be there? Am I, not smart enough, because you are? despite what anybody tells you. You are. You're intelligent. You're beautiful. You're worthy. Um, but it's that self-talk, that gets you. And mental illness does have a way of making you feel like you're not good enough. It really does. Um, I don't care what type of thing you have. Everybody questions themselves. The people I talk to, it's like I have depression, and sometimes, I break out in tears at my job, and then I'm done for the day because I can't put a word to why I'm feeling like that. I can't put a finger on it. And this one lady said she did it enough to where they asked her to leave. You know, Instead of putting her on leave, they asked her to leave. And she didn't want to go through that again. And it's just crazy that our society is not accepting this yet. That they're not working to work with you. And there are programs. There are programs that will, if um you want to work and you have a disability, any type of disability, that they allow you to work with these people who are compatible with your disability. These people pretty much accept you and don't care. They care about your performance, not about why you in that wheelchair. Why can't I hear you talk, or why don't you talk? And why are you deaf? They don't care about that. They don't. They look outside of that, and I love those people and I applaud those businesses, and I think there should be more about it. And if I ever had the money out, honey, there would be so much stuff for us. There would be so much stuff for us. People who are dealing with anything, um, anything. You have PTSD, you have anxiety, you have um, um, just anything. There would be a place for you. Let's just let me know it's 2:30. That's my alarm, and it lets me know that I'm in 30 minutes and listening to this video. And I am so sorry. So sorry. You don't have to watch for the full 30 minutes. If you do, oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Um, and so that's what I wanted to talk about. That's just pretty much it. And I, I'm preaching to myself because I've said some things that have helped me move out of that emotion mind and that negative mind and put me in wise mind, because that's where I need to be when I function. It's very hard to function in emotional mind and negativity, um, because you're constantly bringing yourself down, and that's not good. Because if anything, there's people that outside of you that bring you down. You shouldn't be bringing yourself down either, girl. Okay. So look, I needed this. I really needed this. If you took anything away from this video, please, I hope that you did. I really do. I know I'm just sitting here babbling and I'm talking to myself because I'm staring at myself, and I address you guys, but and I want this to help you. Let's kick fear in the ass once and for all. Um, let's be motivated to do what we need to do, and to progress forward and forget stereotypes and stigmas, and what we think about ourselves, because we can overcome all of that. I know I can overcome, and I have overcome a lot of things that I thought I could not do, and what people thought I could not do. And when I do, when it's so funny to me. I have the qualifications, the skill, the know-how, the desire to do something, and when somebody tells me you can't do that, that just pushes me even more. It's like, now I gotta prove you wrong. Tell me what I can't do. You don't know me. And when I do it, they're like, oh, I can't believe you did that. Stop it. So do that with yourself. When you tell yourself that you cannot do something, that you know that fear is hindering you, that you're not ready for something, do it anyway, just to prove yourself wrong. Prove yourself wrong. Compete with yourself, not with anybody else. You should be the one doing yourself, not worried about what somebody else is doing and how they're doing it. I almost talked myself out of doing this video in 25 minutes. I was doing this video because what I did was I went to YouTube and I did some research and I looked at everybody else's, you know, these wildly popular YouTubers and people who aren't so, they have a few subscribers. I like those with a few subscribers because they're real to me. They're not. This is what we're gonna do today, and my life is so fantastic, And then the next minute they're on camera crying their eyes out, because I'm not perfect, but if you just be yourself in the beginning, you will be okay. And I saw some of these people. I've seen all types of videos from a different few different YouTubers, and that's why I'm able to say that. And then when I saw them um, do that on camera, I was, I felt heartbroken for them because I'm like, well, let's, stop, live life for you, not for views. Um, I saw that and I was like, do I really want to be like that, or do I just want to come as myself and be myself and not worry about what these people are going to? Because there's a lot of competition in YouTube. That's crazy. There's a lot of backbiting because somebody else's channel was more successful than theirs, and I don't want to be that. I just want to start a community with people like me for us, um, to all get along and not have all that animosity. I just didn't understand it. And then because that's the negative side of YouTube, and then I saw the positive side where there are communities for entertainment and um, different things for different types of people. Um, One of my favorite YouTubers, they're brothers. They're the vlog brothers, are Hank and John Green. John Green, who writes Paper Towns and The Fault in Our Stars. John Green and his brother Hank, and I love them, the vlog brothers. And they have this thing called Nerve Bacteria. Don't forget to be awesome. I can't do the waffle hands. I don't know, but I just gave you the Vulcan sign. But yeah, so and they do a lot of positive stuff. They've been on YouTube for forever. Um, they do so many positive things, and they catch backlash too, and it's crazy, but they ignore it. Um, and just like anybody else should, because any competition, trolls, generally people who are unhappy will try to get at you, and that's not what you don't live for that. You don't live for them. You live for you. Live for the positivity. You know, I love it when I hear people say, "I live for that." I do. I truly do. Everybody should have something that gives them breath, that gives them air, that gives them wings, that gives them hope. You know, everybody should have that, and that's one of the things I want to inspire in people. Don't just become another face in the crowd. If you got every opportunity to be that shiny rainbow sheep that you are, then do it. And do it well. Forget the black sheep. Even the black sheep will follow. But if you're gonna stand out, stand out. Let them know I'm here. And I don't follow conformity. You know, so I love that, and um, I want to encourage people to just go beyond themselves. Try something new. Try something. That thing that you failed at before. Try it again and see if you don't conquer it. Um, Failure is there to teach us. It's there to build us, and sometimes it'll break us. And I don't understand when people say it's not, life isn't supposed to break you. Oh, it definitely does break you. It's not supposed to. We don't know that. It definitely does break you from time to time. And then, but what happens is you get rebuilt a little stronger than you were before to withstand the thing that broke you. So if it comes around again, you can stand up and say, "Hey, seen you before. Didn't like it. Won't do it again." Until the next thing comes, and because that breaking strengthens. Like when I had an analogy before, somebody told me about muscles in the body that get broken down to become stronger because the tendons will grow over that, the muscle will grow over that, and this when you work out the failure, that's what happens. The body builds upon itself to make you stronger than what you were before, and I believe that in growth, you get broken to grow stronger. Um, So take these things with you. Don't feel bad because you're in a moment in your life where it just feels like you're not moving, you're not doing anything, or everything just seems to be against you. Take that. Take that as a sign that you are doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Because if there was no opposition, if there was absolutely no opposition, there's nothing to overcome. People, and I've experienced this. People will come at you from all different sides to all different sides to get you to stop doing what you're doing because you're outdoing them. Don't make it about them, make it about you. So what? That's what you say. So what? I don't care. So what? Just, keep moving forward. Do you. That's all I can say is do you. I've said a lot today, 30 minutes worth, and I'm sorry. And I will try to, squeeze this, get this down to where it's watchable. But there's a lot that has been said that you guys needed to hear, and I hope that you listen. I did. I did. I heard everything that I said, and I needed to hear it. I needed to say it to myself, and I'm hoping that you take something away from it. So, with that, me and my superheroes hat are gonna go right because this is the hat that I write in. First, we're gonna edit this video, and then we're gonna go right. I hope you all have a good and blessed day. I really do. I want you to have a good and blessed day. I want you to experience something that you haven't experienced before. I want you to feel love in a capacity that you've never felt it before, and I want you to give it in a capacity that you've never felt it before. And when people talk about, I just keep talking. I'm sorry. It's what people see in you. You don't have to speak yourself up. It's what people see in you that makes you an attractive human being. What they see in you. Live your life and be a light because people will see the light in you and will gravitate towards it. You know, that's true. That is true. Have you ever been attracted to somebody who just gave off a bad vibe? I haven't. I don't know. That pushes me away. That repels me. If I hear you speaking a certain way, and if I see that what you're doing isn't right or nice or kind, I'm gonna no. I don't need that in my life. I'm quick to say that. I don't need that in my life. Um, but you guys, you know, be the light in the darkness. Even when you feel like you don't feel, you're not up for it, you're not here for the world today, still shine. Shine anyway and prove the world wrong. You know, there's many things we can do. So much we can do without even opening our mouths even. Sometimes hear Kirsten Dunst behind me singing. I'm watching Marie Antoinette. I don't even know why. That's funny. So, have a good day. I'll see you lovely people later. Goodbye.